What's happening, gang? What is up? What is up? What is up? Who do we got? Let's do a quick roll. Oh, we got Maz is here in the house. Kyle Gibbs. Carlos Delgadillo. What's happening, man? Who else we got? Marcel's in the house. What's up, my man? How are you? I appreciate that, Marcel. Thank you for the kind words and the support, man. I appreciate you. You're the man. Hirsch, what's good? Udall's here. What's happening, man? Who else we got? Daily Dose is here. What's up, buddy? Franchise J. The boss man's in the house. What's good? My crew. Inside the strike zone. What's happening? Tim Vandervelde. What's happening? How are you? Scungili's here. Scungili. The OGs, the regulars are here, man. I love it. It's good to have you all here. It's always good to have you. How you guys doing? Hope you're enjoying the weekend. Howie's here. Jason Robbins in the house. What's good? What is happening? Give it another minute or so we can say hi to as many people as possible. CJ, it's awesome here. What's happening, CJ? Gerald's in the house. The judge trade proposal. Here we go. Here we go. Mr. Coconuts, what's happening? The thing with Judge, all right, and if I Radici's Chicken Parm's in the house, what's happening, Chicken Parm? If I miss you, my apologies. I'm gonna try and say hi to everybody as you come in. Good evening, boss man. What's happening? The thing with Judge, I don't know if any of you's heard Michael K talking on the podcast, and yeah, I'll probably watch it. Strike Zone, yeah. Dwight J's in the house. What's up, Dwight? Michael K was talking about Judge and the appeal with keeping him, the appeal with I found it interesting. What's happening, Ron Duffney? They talked about what it might cost to keep him here, and he used Albert Pujols' his contract as a yeah, I might Daily Dose. I'm hoping so. I hope so. 10,000 subscribers is a heck of a milestone, man. I'm really hoping to get there soon. They were talking and used Albert Pujols as a barometer. I don't know if you folks have heard it. And Sean Browning's here. What's up? And Pujols got his contract at 32 years old, and he was the best player in baseball. He was far superior to where Judge is, but he got a 10-year deal, $240 million from the Angels, and there was a precipitous drop off from his performance in St. Louis compared to where it was in the Angels. And there's Rocco, what's happening? There's a lot of fear that the same thing's going to happen to Aaron Judge because he's going to be 31 at the start of his new contract. And keep in mind, and I said this too, I like Aaron Judge, and they have to try their very best to extend him. And if he turns it down, they have to trade him. Cannot wait until the end of the season. They lose all leverage, and they will get nothing back. There's no more reward for a qualifying offer. There's no more draft pick compensation attached to it. High draft pick compensation. What's up, Nelson? How are you, man? And so that's something to keep in mind. And listening to K's podcast, they didn't even breach the possibility of trading him. They just said you wait until the end of the season. If he stays healthy, you ball him away with an offer. And Jason Lung's here. What's happening, buddy? And they said, they kept saying 7 years and 7 years, but we know for a fact somebody's going to go 8 or 9 years with him at least. So, and the Yankees are just going to outbid and then pay for a bunch of decline years like the Angels just did. I mean, the last 5 years of the Angels Pujols contract was a disaster. They never wound up releasing him. Do we want the same thing to happen to Judge? I mean, this is the options are right to extend him as soon as the lockout ends, or try their very best, or let him walk next year. I don't see zero logic in that. Or trade him if he turns down an extension. I mean, who here wants to let him just walk? And, who wants to do that? I don't know. Gary Johnson's here. What's happening? I'm not exactly sure about I don't believe in the speculation about lying about his age, but even so, he was far ahead of Aaron Judge. Far ahead of Aaron Judge. So I heard the speculation and all that stuff, but I don't really buy that. But it's the same thing. 31. How many 31-year-olds have gotten a massive contract extension for that long and have performed throughout the duration of it? Not many, not even a handful. It's unfortunate. Well, that's the thing, Scungili. Exactly. If Judge gets the free agency and somebody just blows him away with a 9-year, $350 million deal, and the Yankees are going to, leave with absolutely nothing. I'm shocked at how the trading him is not even considered by so many people. And exactly, Robinson Cano. The Yankees had a 7-year, like $175 million deal for Cano, $25 million per. They offered it to him. He didn't take it. Then he took 240 for 10 from Seattle. And then look at it, he got popped twice for drugs, and it turned into a disaster. Now he's with the Mets. So they dodged a bullet there. And I'm not saying Judge is going to get popped for drugs and anything like that, but there will be a significant decline, especially for a guy who's only had 2 healthy years out of 5. So, and that's something that needs to be considered. And I know people are afraid the Yankees are going to have to give up a lot of capital for Matt Olson and other guys. Well, if the possibility happens that Judge turns down an extension, they're going to get a haul for him too, and they can flip some of that haul. So it's not going to gut the farm, because they're going to get pieces right back. And their farm is now ranked the 7th ranked farm in Major League Baseball. So, and that's the thing, Judge and a package of guys for Soto would be, that's kind of a far-fetched dream, but if they were able to pull something like that off, it would be crazy proportion. So, but well, yeah, but they also signed Jeter when he was 27 years old, Sean. So I totally get what you're saying, though. Jeter was 27 when he got that 10-year deal, and he aged pretty well. So there's not one person in baseball executive believe Al Pulsey. I don't believe that. I don't buy speculation, Daly. So it's just speculation. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer even before he came to the Angels. So he had almost 500 home runs before he started with the Angels. But fact is, Judge is going to be 31. And again, he's had 2 out of 5 healthy years. He's a stud when he's healthy, but, like people have already complained about Stanton getting hurt. They complained about CeCe getting hurt, other players. And they're going to do the same thing with Judge. Same thing, even if he's homegrown. It doesn't matter. We paid all this money, and now Judge isn't playing and blah, blah, blah. So this might be a time for the Yankees to consider moving him. But you have to offer him you have to offer him a contract. So Arenado's not leaving. Yeah, he's locked up anyway. I don't see him moving. I don't. Volpe's still special. I think he's going to be here for a while. So I don't know, John. I mean, it's possible Voit could be an animal. I'm not convinced to forget about Olson, because the Yankees need to get more lefty. He's younger than Voit. He's got more robust stats. I mean, they're both power guys. I mean, if they stay with Voit, okay, I just hope he stays healthy and an animal, like you said. But Olson, to me, is a superior first baseman. He's an elite defender, too. Unfortunately, Voit is not. So, yeah, and I think his most logical suitors probably would be the Dodgers, the Padres, and a couple other teams. They can afford the package to return, and they have billionaire owners who want a guy like that to bring onto that team. So again, again, I'll say it again so people don't think I'm a Judge hater. They have to make their best faith offer to extend the guy. And if he says no, you trade him immediately. Don't wait until the season is and then add $50 million to an offer you've already made. I don't see any point in that. Any point. On the 5th, you have a huge rock climbing competition in Brooklyn. I'm really nervous. Dude, that's pretty cool, man. Just stay focused, Strike Zone, man. Stay focused, man. Keep locked in. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And Maz has got some meaty trades for everybody too. So let's take a look at Maz's trades here. Carlos, man. I'm a baseball nerd, man. I just try to research as much as I possibly can and make sure that I know what I'm talking about and accurate. And again, I learned stuff from you guys and gals too. So I think Yankee fans are some of the most knowledgeable, I think, well-informed fans, because they love their team. They're passionate about their team. So, but I appreciate that, Carlos, man. Thank you. Bernie, they waited like 15. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly, Sean. Bernie was a great Yankee, man. They really do. He was a great Yankee. Jeter want a 5-year deal and cash called his bluff. Jeter accepted what he got. Are you talking about after his 10-year deal? Yeah, he got a 3-year. I think it was 3 years, $51 million or something like that. And that was his 30 at 37 though. That was at 37 Coconuts. But yes, that's right. Alan, they have to make it. Oh yeah, the union, and they're meeting again on Monday, by the way. And they realize, I mean, they're screwing themselves and they're screwing everybody else. So they have to make concessions, otherwise this isn't going to work. I mean, 13-year contract to Soto. Yeah, I mean, it takes him to 36 years old. I mean, you might not even need to give him 13. To be honest with you, I mean, like you might be able to give him 10. You can get buy out his 3 years of arbitration and add 7 years to it, make it 400 million, and then he can come back out as a free agent at 33 years old and still get a pretty decent contract too. That's a possibility too. So I'm not saying it'll happen, but it's possible. 6 years, 50 million a year for whoa. That's a lot of money, Rocco. That's a lot of money, man. Trevor Story is who I had predicted to the Yankees for shortstop. Who's the former president of the Marlins anyway? Who is he? He's never employed Pujols, so I mean, how does he know these things? It's my question. Big plans for Horizon Boy. Yeah, I think so too. Angel, that's been my number 2. 7 years, 245. That's 35 per year for Judge. Mazza, where'd you heading out, man? Oh, no worries, man. No worries, dude. Save those trades for Wednesday, buddy. We'll have a great weekend, man. We'll see you Wednesday, buddy. No worries, man. Assuming we plug the 3 major holes out to the center field, first base, and starting pitching, I don't think there's a trade comparable having Judge on the roster. I have Volpe playing short. I mean, if he's ready for the majors, I have no problem playing Volpe at short. Zero problem at all. Fritz Walter, what's happening, dude? Lockout be over by the 28th. What's today's date? Today is what the hell's today's date? 19th? 19th. I have a feeling it won't be, Peter. I have a feeling it won't be. My take, Sean, I don't think the Braves want to go 7 years for Freeman because he's 32. They want to go 6. He wants 7, so he'll hold out. Somebody might give him 7, just like somebody will probably give Judge 9, but these guys are on the wrong side of 30, so I totally get the logic. So I would not train Stanton and keep Judge. Stanton's contract's going to look like a bargain compared to what Judge is going to make, and he's a better postseason hitter. Whiskey Tango, thank you, man. Welcome. I mean, it'd be nice to have Judge and Stanton. Shortstop, kind of for left on nothing. Suzuki, first base, Olsen, catcher, nothing. That's what you think they're going to do? Trade for kind of for left, bring in Olsen and Suzuki for outfield? They have to do something on the pitching end. They definitely have to do something. Inside strike zone, they definitely do. Yeah, Soto, I mean, 400 for 13 is going to get 30, a little over 30 million per. That's going to seem like a good investment for a guy like Soto. Prediction for the Yankees: Judge gets signed to an extension. I do too. I do think he eventually gets it. I think it's going to be for much more than people are comfortable giving him, but he's earned the right to get it. So Voit gets traded. We trade for Olsen and take on Andrews for shortstop to sweeten the deal with Oakland. Keep Sanchez, unfortunately. Andrews for I don't know, man. I do feel we're going to trade for Olsen. Voit gets traded. I mean, I want to add a pitcher to that Olsen deal, Scungilli. I really, really do. I really do. And Chicken Parm, I think he's going to be a second baseman too. Volpe. And I do, Scungilli, Rodon is, yeah, they need to sign Rodon. And they need to trade for a starter too. No doubt about it, man. Samuel, I would not sign Sanchez to an extension at this point. I would not. I don't think they will. I don't think they will either. No, I totally get you, Billy. I mean, they needed each other, man. They really, really did. And again, yeah, he tried to capitalize and stuff like that. And so did Posada. I mean, he was flirting with the Mets for a while. They eventually came back. So, I mean, just like other guys, they want to get paid. And the same thing with Judge here. Judge is going to want to get paid. But, I mean, Jeter had his 10-year, $189 million contract. I mean, that was a monster deal, man. A monster deal at the time. So He was worth every penny, Jeter. So I mean, can't front him. You can't fault him for doing what he did. So, and again, he was still elite at 37. So, and thankfully he stayed. I didn't think he was going anywhere either. So I was afraid Posada would leave, but not Jeter. Lorenzo, you're crazy, dude. Trading for Jeter's mansion. Austin Meadows for center field. That's an intriguing possibility, Dave White. That's an intriguing one. Hook up with the Blue Jays today. Talk about the AL East. You mean ball cap? You mean ball cap sports? 1-9. George Bushrock. I have looked into the Pujols thing, daily dose. I don't buy speculation. It hasn't been proven, so I don't buy it. That's the way. I mean, that's the way. If it's not proven, it doesn't really have any credibility. So that's just me. But I have a feeling the same drop is going to happen with Judge in a couple years. So that's my fear. Tyler Talbot's here. What's up, buddy? Michael Caine, Don from Yes said that you've been saying all along about Aaron Judge. Exactly, Yankee Dad. Exactly. And that's what I mean. It's just I'm afraid. I'd rather, as much as I love him, I would rather have another team overpay him ridiculously, because even he alone is not enough here. They have too many holes to fill. And if they paid him $40 million a year, it's going to prevent them from filling other holes. So, and that's it. And I feel that's going to, they're going to use that excuse too. Inside the strike zone. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very, very much, man. Thank you. Soto to the Yankees. Yeah, Ron. Heck yeah, dude. The lockout does need to end. That's what I mean, Alan. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Torres, I think, is tradable. No doubt about it. Cash gave an offer to Justin Verlander. Yeah, 25 for 1 year. Yeah, I thought it was kind of, and he offered Marcus Semien for like 5 years, $125 million also. Obviously, he got outbid by Texas by 2 years. Yeah. That's my fear, man. Carl Anthony Towns wins 3-point. Nice. Would Baltimore do a Luis Hill for John Meat? That's a good question, franchise. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I would love to get Means over here without giving Luis Hill, but it might be mandatory for them to give it. So I totally get it. Gil does have a higher ups, and he's much younger too. So personally, I would keep it the young kid, hopefully develop him. I think, with Blake and the rest of the guys they have there, I think they're in better position now to develop some of these young pitchers. Would I be opposed to sliding? I would not be opposed to it, big boy, but he does have the best range of all the shortstops. I would just not put massive expectations on him immediately. Acquiring Bryant, personally, no, I would not be opposed to that, big boy. What if you acquired Bryant and put him at first instead of trading for Olsen, and then you had Gio at short, and then you just brought in somebody like Trevor Story for shortstop and keep Gio at third? Would you do something like that? Yeah, I definitely trade Sanchez. I don't move Stanton. He's been way too valuable for the Yankees, and his contract is a chunk of it's being paid by Miami, so that's as good as it's going to get. And that was a trade they had to make at the time, so he's been worth every penny, Stanton. Yeah, the Yankee dad, man, you're spot on, dude. And yeah, Lung, you're 100% right, bro. 100%, man. Would you take on Andrus if I keep Peraza? Well, if we keep Peraza, there's no need to take on Andrus. Olsen dealer. I'll take like a Ramon Laureano or something like that, who's an outfielder. I would take on a different position player, Tyler, who's costs almost just as much as Andrus. I don't see the point in Andrus because it would be redundant if we kept Peraza. Dylan Bundy. Ugh. Imagine they brought Dylan Bundy and Matthew Boyd here. Oh, God. Ugh. Yeah, Michael too. I mean, I wouldn't sleep on Rizzo either. He's 32, just like Freeman. He's not going to require 7 years either, so he would be a discount at Freeman. He's obviously not at Freeman's level, but he's still an elite defender. He's a leader. He's a great teammate. He was solid here. He's championship tested. So, if you can't get Olsen, you got to get Rizzo. Absolutely have to get Rizzo. Trade for Reynolds would be phenomenal, dude. I mean, I love Brian Reynolds. He would be so good here. Yeah, Scungillion. Yeah, Jason. Yep. You guys make good points, man. Kyle's in the house. What's good, Kyle? What's happening, man? Yeah, George and Hal are definitely on different wavelengths as to how they run this franchise. No doubt about that, man. Exactly, Hirsch. Big at first base, man. Big at first base. Marcel, they might, but I don't see the point, in taking on that salary. I mean, I would wait to see if he was released, because he's already opted in, so the Dodgers are going to be paying him $35 million a year. And why would the Yankees take on any of that if they didn't need to? If he's released, then I would try to sign him immediately for the league minimum. Otherwise, I don't want to give Dodgers assets for him, because it would probably be, like you said, negative press. It would just be a little bit too much drama, and I don't think the Yankees want to go down that road. Plus, you need to run that by Gerrit Cole, just like they ran Stanton by Judge when they traded for Stanton. You got to run him by Gerrit Cole. So that's important. Got to get his blessing, and the rest of the teams too. Soto's going to cost a lot more than Judge. It's going to be more per year and a longer contract. But he's 7 years younger than Aaron Judge. So, I mean, and Angel, I mean, if you can get him for 5 years, $175, you have to. For Judge, oh my gosh, yeah. Luis Hill and Glaber for Mullins and Means, and see what their counter is. They'll probably want Jason Dominguez. They want Dominguez or Volpe. They'll want Oswald Peraza. And they're going to want 5 or 6 guys for Mullins and Means, Baltimore, because they're in the same division. So they're going to want more than they're going to try to butt pound the Yankees on that one. But that's a hell of a return thing. Get them. No. Come by George is going to get. Yeah, Richard. I'm curious to see. Ola's here. Thank you for the kind words the other day. I saw that, and I appreciate you, man. Always keeping it real here, brother. Always, man. I appreciate you. Hope you and your family doing well. My wife and girls are good, man, and everybody's healthy and safe. So we're good, man. I hope you. Same for you, Ola. And it's always good to have you on, man. Always. Yes, air AAA games. I would like to see some AAA games. See some of these big players. That would be nice to see some AAA games, man. If the LA Dodgers release Bauer, then I would be all over it. Super low risk. Let the Dodgers eat the $30 million plus in his contract. Thinking of Jordan's, what's happening, man? Good to have you back. Rizzo, 5 years, $200 million. Damn, dude. $200 million. Holy Christ. Yeah, I mean, Voit, if we wind up with Voit being a first base, I'm okay with that, but he's got to stay healthy. I'm okay with that if they tried to get Olsen and it didn't work, if they tried to get Rizzo and it didn't work. So that's kind of, I don't think, because they've already tried to move Voit at the deadline, so I don't think he's the answer for them in their view. But again, he looks good. He looks healthy. He looks fit. He's been training with Rafael Devers all offseason. So Hirsch, DNA test for Hal. See if he's joining. I support that, man. We should start a movement, dude. Hal, you got to know. You're nothing like your dad, dude. You got to get tested, bro. We got to. Come on. Give me some of your hair. Yeah. Versatile bench is a must. No doubt about it, big boy. Jonathan Villar, maybe some other guys. Versatile bench is an absolute must. You hit the nail on the head. Absolutely, big boy. They need a versatile bench, an upgrade. They had some versatility on their bench last year, but they just need a little bit more quality. When they had Tyler Wade, when they had Odor, they had Greg Allen, they had a good combination of guys, and then they got rid of all of them. So they're going to need some athletic, versatile guys who can actually play multiple positions. So we'll see. Barrow will either get beat up by Cole or well, that's true, Ralph. That might happen. That might happen, man. I could see it too. But I've seen some of his bullpens this offseason. Barrow looks nasty. Nasty. He's throwing darts, man. So does Yu Darvish, actually. I've seen some of his bullpens. He looks ridiculous. Yankees should extend Judge and sign Rodon or Willie Peralta. It's possible, too. I mean, I would not be offended if they extended Judge. I would be, personally, I would probably be a little annoyed if they signed him for like 8 or 9 years when they didn't have to. Hometown guy or not. Get Matt Olson with a pitcher 100% there, Tyler. Straight up offer, Judge offer for an extension. That's respectable if he declines trade. Exactly, all of this is their one opportunity to get this right. The longer they wait, the more likely it is he's going to walk, and the less likely there is they're going to get him back. So, to me, 7 years, $245 million is the number. With an option for an 8th year, an option, a club option, vesting option if he plays enough games and stays healthy for another 35 to make it 8 years, 280. But it has to be a club option, not a player option. That's what I would do. So the club is in control. If he doesn't stay healthy, they don't exercise the option. So it doesn't get triggered. And it still stays 7-245. Well, that's my offer for Judge. And I think it's more than respectable. He hasn't stayed healthy his whole entire career. Okay, and he's $35 million a year for 31 years old. That's pretty damn good. Pretty darn good, man, in my opinion. So block with the money, man. All good, man. Let's see what we got here. Extend Judge and sign Will. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad man. Don't go for Olsen or Freeman. You stay with Rizzo because you know what he's like at first. Clubhouse, you don't know what you're getting with Olsen. Those guys are known to be good clubhouse guys, Jason. Olsen and Freeman. They're pros. They're veterans. They're leaders. So they're known for that, especially Freeman. So, but again, if we got Rizzo and he stayed here, I would be fine as long as he stayed healthy. Homer Bush type, yeah, that would be nice. Multiple, yeah. Yeah, most definitely, man. Richard, I'm into a Yankee game, man. I want to go to a couple this year if I can. As long as it's safe and, I definitely want to go to a game. A couple. Barrow get beat up by the Philly fanatic or the San Diego. He might, man. Joe West, no, I don't think he's going to be missing. He was well hated amongst a lot of fans, man. Calling it for first base, the Yankees are going to bring Chris Carter at retirement, put a stunning .96 batting average. You're being generous, Strike Zone. .096. Oh my God. Trading for Trevor Bauer, you can dump whatever bad contract you have. You'd have to move Chapman and someone else. In my opinion. Dominguez, Voit, and Florial for Brian Reynolds. That's intriguing. Pick Chicken Farm. Even though Dominguez is looking really good. But Dominguez, Voit, and Florial, that if you can... They do have Everson Pereira, and they're expected to sign Brandon Maia, the number 1 international pick, who's actually rated higher coming out at his age than Jason Dominguez. So it would be tough to move him, but if you can get Brian Reynolds. AAA games, yeah, it is a great idea. It really is. Judge for 8 years, $375. That's way too much. That's almost $50 million a year. That's like 47, just about 47 million a year. 375, that's pure insanity. In my opinion. 8 years, 275, different story. Lorenzo, different story. Bronx War Boss, Sensei. My I think somebody's going to outbid the Yankees. Like if the Yankees give him a 7-year, I think he's going to wait it until free agency. So unless the Yankees blow him away with an offer, and I don't think the offer is going to be good enough personally. I don't think they want to give him 9 years. I don't, but I think he's going to get it from somebody. So they have to make an offer. If he says no, they have to trade him. That's it. Do not wait until next offseason because you lose all leverage. There's no more draft pick compensation attached to qualifying offers. That's going bye-bye in the new CBA. So they're going to get nothing if they let him walk. Absolutely nothing. So you have to trade him and get some value back if he says no to an extension. To me, those are the only two options. It's pointless waiting for the entire season. Pointless. And you're going to get less at the trading deadline than you would now. Less. Yeah, but I would too, Danny J. I would love to lock him up first and right out of strike. Call catch rings to call. Let's try to get it done. And if he says no, and you don't wait a month to trade him, you trade him immediately. You start calling teams. That's the way it's got to be. I mean, I don't see any other way. Alberto Mondesi, I don't know, Rocco. Maybe for infield depth or something. A multiplayer, multi-positional guy, maybe a fourth infielder. Maybe. He's got some talent, the kid from the Royals. I mean, he's going to get replaced by Bobby Witt Jr. anyway, so. Well, he was Yankee Dad. He was acquitted of all those charges, so they found him not guilty. So he's not going to be criminally charged, but the MLB is going to make an example out of him. He's looking at apparently a 60-game suspension. So, and which would stink anyway. It's going to cut into a third of the season, so it's going to make him less likely to get signed or acquired by a team. He'd probably get released at that point, and then somebody can sign him for the minimum. So I wouldn't trade assets for a guy who's going to be potentially suspended for at least 60 games. So he's just it's an X factor on him, man. It's a risky proposition. Tony Kemp he'd be solid. Jonathan Davis. True too, big boy. True too. Rizzo was a good fit here. I think he'd still be a good fit, Sean. I really do. Thinking of Jordan's dream offseason. Olsen, Montez, Sean Murphy, Rodon, trade for Hader. You can get those three guys from Oakland in one trade. That'd be a monster offseason. If you add Rodon and Hader, now you're in a whole different stratosphere, Jordans. I like it. Chile Lopez, how's that so? No good for the Yankees. You have another player that doesn't know how to play in New York. I think he's going to be fine. He kills the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. He owns the Yankees in the Bronx. When they come here, he hits it all over the field. Maybe Hal recruits some players from NYC. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I would move Hicks in a trade if you could get something back for him. Yeah, absolutely. Most definitely. R2D2. Dude, I'm not looking forward to robot umps. I hope they don't do it in the majors. I do not think baseball starts on time, David Cohen. I don't, unfortunately. Sorry to say it, but I don't at this point. But they did draft some paperwork, and the moratorium memorandum of agreement, I think it's called, that basically when they come to a deal and it happens quickly, all the legal stuff around it is already set. So once they agree to a deal pretty quickly, then they can start signing players relatively quickly. They won't take extra weeks and stuff like that. But I still think there's going to be a slight shortening in the season, maybe 150 games or something like that, maybe 146 or whatever. Unfortunately, I think that's going to happen. So, by the way, if you haven't hit the like button, let's get those likes up, man. I greatly appreciate it. We got almost 100 people on. We only got 40 likes. So if you don't mind, it's much appreciated. Stanton got 8 more years. There ain't 2 DHs. Stanton got 8 more. He got those years from the Marlins. So the Yankees acquired him for not much. So they gave Starlin Castro and some other guys, and the Marlins are picking up like $30 million. So, and Stanton's been, at the end of the day, his contract's going to be, he's making 20 something, anywhere between 20 and 25 million with the Yankees. Judge is going to make, 10 million per year more than that at the minimum, and he's going to be pretty much the same age, unfortunately. So, But yes, not two DHs. I mean, they have to. I mean, if they're going to stay here, they got to rotate between DH and the outfield. They're big dudes, and I love watching them together. But it's Judge is going to get paid one way or another. Yeah, and you can't. You're right, Billy Branch. Can't really blame Judge. I mean, it's his right to capitalize on free agency. This is your one opportunity, and the Yankees should honestly they should have extended him 3 years ago, or 4 years ago. So, Bryant, 170 for 7 years, 24 a year. That's probably what he can get, big boy. It's probably pretty reasonable. Story 3 years at 75, 25 per. Florial, Hoyt, Hill, Peraza for Montez and Olsen. That's probably what it's going to cost. Dominguez, Diego Garcia, and Steven Ridings for Reynolds. Huh. Nice. Those are 2 monster trades, big boy. If you can pull off Olsen and Reynolds somehow, man, that changes the whole entire Yankee lineup and team and defense and offense. It changes everything. It really does. It really, really does. You have Reynolds leading off playing center. Then you have, let's say, DJ second. You have Judge third. You have Olsen fourth. You have Stanton. Like, that's first 5 in that lineup. That's murderer's row, man. Murderer's row. It's crazy. I would consider Conforto, but I'm not exactly sure. They'd have to move somebody. They're going to have to move somebody. So DJ hitting 3. That would be nice, man. It would be really nice. Yeah, I could see him hitting close to 300 again, a little over 300. I mean, he's healthy now, and he's had his hernia surgery, so I'm really hoping so. I would trade Chapman for yes. Yes, I would trade Chapman if I could. If I can get something decent back for him, yeah. He's got 1 year left, and let a team overpaying prospects for him. Padres need a reliever. The Dodgers probably need a reliever because I don't think Kenley Jansen's coming back, so. And my biggest Yankee heartbreak. Whew, that's a good question, Strike Zone. 2004, when the Red Sox came back from 3-0 and swept them in the next 4 games, and they went to the World Series, and beat the was it the Rockies? I think, and that was the year of the the year before. The year before is when that was A-Rod's first year. For those that don't know, the reason why A-Rod's here is because of Aaron Boone. When Aaron Boone hit that home run to put him in the World Series in 2003, he tore his ACL playing intramural basketball that offseason, and then they traded Alfonso Soriano for A-Rod to replace him. And that was A-Rod's first year, 2004. So that was when the Red Sox did their monster comeback. So that was probably my biggest heartbreak. Jeff Passan, School K. What did he do? Den Snow, what did he do? We did wait too long to sign Judge Dom Lombardi. We absolutely did. I would trade Glaber for a pitching, yes. If we can get a solid number 2, yes, I would. I would package him with some other guys, 100%, and then just put DJ at second base. He's a better defensive player anyway than Torres. I go with Matt Olson over Freeman because he's 5 years younger, Nicholas Altieri. Trevor Story's going to he might get 200. He might get somebody just bite and overpay the guy. So what's next, Jace, for the card? Oh. I have a feeling they're going to wind up moving Jack Flaherty. I don't know why, but I have a feeling they're going to move Flaherty. Or, I don't know why, because they need to bring in a pitcher. So, if I were them, I would go after Carlos Rodon for the Cardinals. Oh, that's right. They beat the Cardinals in 2004. That's right, Miller. Yep, Keith Folk was the reliever. That's right. Chad Green for Wilson Contreras from the Cubs. I would do that, big boy. I would do that. 5 to 6 years at 35. So would I, Edwin. 100%. 2001 World Series game. Yeah, that was another heartbreaker. Ugh, they could have won 3 in a row that year. No, 4 in a row. Excuse me. That would have been their 4th in a row. That was a tough one. Luis Gonzalez hit that blue pit over Mo. That was a heartbreaker. What do we do at third base if Gio is traded? It's a good question, David. I mean, they might bring in Chris Bryant, but I don't know if they're going to trade Gio unless it's part of a bigger package. Although Carlos Correa has talked to A-Rod about moving, what it was like to move from shortstop to third base coming to the Yankees. So they could shock the world. They could shock the world. He could go back to Houston too, like Jason said. And so I could see either one of them happen. Dominguez and Hill to the Royals for Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby, oof, man. He's like the number 3 prospect in all of baseball too. Samuel, I got to think about that one. That's intriguing, man. Very intriguing. Debunk the myth that owning a team is a bad investment. I mean, these guys are wildly profitable, almost all the owners. So I don't know why anybody said owning a team is a bad investment. They make so much money. It's ridiculous. These owners. So much money. It's nuts. Most of them are billionaires. So Yankees do need pitching. 100%, man. Status of who wants Soto. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty far-fetched right now, Nicholas. I mean, but we did hear that him say he was enamored with the Yankees. So, I mean, that can mean something. But I mean, you're gonna have to give up a ransom for the guy. So, Yankees signing Kyle Schwarber. That would be kind of intriguing too, Lee Santa. I mean, it really, really would. Kyle Schwarber to play first base. I mean, he's probably got more pop in his bat than Rizzo does. So if they signed him, then Rizzo, I think, goes to Boston immediately. Liam Hendricks, yeah, I would pass on Liam Hendricks, and I would pass on the other guy too. I forgot his name, the other reliever from Chicago that was traded from the Cubs. I had read the Gregorius Kelsey. I mean, he could be. I don't see it ultimately happening, but he could be. Angel. Not as of yet, Gerald, in terms of the Ace move to Vegas. I know they've been working hard to try to do it, but not as of yet, Gerald. If I find out anything, you'll definitely know. Oh, we got a 3-team trade. Nats, A's, Yankees from Tyler Talbot. What do we got? Chase Headley. Wow, dude. Wow. Oldie but a goodie. Heartbreak is going back to the loss after the trade center went down in 2000. Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, that was a rough year. That was a rough year. I lost a couple of friends in the building too that I went to high school with. That was a very tough. But I gotta tell you, man, that day baseball resurrected America and resurrected New York City. That Yankees Diamondbacks World Series was incredible. All the stiffs. A-Rod slapping a ball out of Bronson Rowe's hand. That was pretty. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think he will either, CJ. There's some speculation, but ultimately I think they add a pitcher. It doesn't make any sense to trade Jack Flaherty for them. I don't know why they would do it when they need pitching. You don't trade one of your young dynamic pitchers. Shore almost got hit in the head by a 20-foot pop-up in the mound. Yes, he did, Ralph. Yes, he did. He's not an elite defender, that's for sure. He's a little bit better than he was, but he's not an elite defender. Rizzo is an elite defender. That guy scoops up everything. He was like a wizard over first base. I would not be opposed either because his flexibility. He can play in the outfield, he can play third, he can play first. So his versatility is nice. And he's 30, so and he's healthy, he's a superstar. So I mean, former MVP, he's got World Series chaps on him. So he's playoff tested. John Olaruchelli. Now you're getting crazy, dude. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure too, Gerald. I mean, the only way I move Urshela is if you get him for a big return. He's one of the more valuable assets in the Yankees. I mean, on the team. I soured more on Torres than I did Urshela. I haven't really soured on Urshela, to be honest with you. So if he stays, I'm happy. So Urshela for Bryant's a free agent, so they would make it they could make it work. So you wouldn't have to trade Urshela for Bryant. The Bossy, I would definitely go after. As soon as he heard it, he would call the Nationals. As soon as he heard the news. So he'd be on the phone. Hey, this is George Steinbrenner. What do you want for Juan Soto? He would do it. Mow through the ball over second base. That's it. Yes, it did. It was a sloppy turn 3. That was a very sloppy ninth inning, and then the Tony Womack double to the corner. It's just, you could see it just falling apart, unfortunately. So, Torres, Abreu, and Sanchez for Amir Garrett and Luis Castillo. I would do that. I think it's going to cost a little bit more, but if that was presented and offered, I would do that immediately. Nats get Dominguez, Medina, Trey Sweeney, Clark Schmidt, Puck, Chapman, Tony Kemp, and wow, Chad Green, Trevino. Let's see what else we got in Tyler's trade. A gun to my head, things get done with the CBA. What do the Yankees do? I think they make a trade with Oakland. I do. David, what kind of trade? Whether it's Olsen and somebody, I think they get it done. I do. Oh, Carl Pirano. Ugh. Brutal. What kind of trade package for Chara? I personally would wait for him to be released. I wouldn't trade anything for him because he's going to be suspended most likely for at least 60 games. So it doesn't make sense giving any assets to the Dodgers for Bauer. Doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, they should have definitely had a four-peat. That Arizona Diamondbacks team was really. I mean, they had Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling. That was one of the best duos I've ever seen on the mound. A's get Voit, Peraza, Wells, Torres, Davey, Florial, Haney, Wesneski, Austin, Roth, Eric, Freddie, Andrew, Stevenson, Josh Bro. Whew, man. He's got a lot too. Rizzo is clutch, man. Yes, he is. Man, Tyler's got the meaty trades tonight, man. Trade Sanchez, bring back Austin Romine, split catching me. Romine, I liked Romine when he was here. He was a tough catcher, man. I do. Contreras on the Cubs and one for. I wouldn't move Gio for Wilson Contreras. I would not do it. No, I keep Urshela. He's got more value for the Yankees than Wilson Contreras would. Select a plate during the season and get a big group together. That'd be a lot of fun, Angel. I'd be up for that. Get a group together from the Mafia and go to a game. That'd be awesome, actually. That'd be really cool. Offering. I'm curious to see what the Yankees return on Talbot's trade here. Castillo from the Reds. Nothing as we know right now, George. Nothing as right. They're gonna have to pay more than they did last year for Castillo, unfortunately. Sweeney will replace Urshela. He might, yeah. The way Sweeney's projecting, yeah, and developing, I could see it. Urshela's an elite fielder. Yeah, I love his infield defense. Yeah, agreed, CJ. Agreed. Big boy, Chafin, Kelly, Montez, Olsen, Bryant. I'll sign me up for that. That's a monster offseason right there, big boy. Big boy's bringing it out tonight. He's bringing the fire tonight in the offseason return. I like it. Hello, Alex Figueroa. What's happening, man? Somebody said the Yankees will trade Gary Sanchez, but I would get permanent swamp ass. I would stock up on. Yeah, man. Get the powder, man. Get it. Michael Jackson, dude. That's the greatest comment ever, man. Oh my God, Michael Jackson. Do I see the Yankees? Yeah, I do. I do, unfortunately. I like Voit, but I see him being moved. His value is going to go up now with DH in the National League. Sanchez's value will go up, and Andujar's value will go up. I could see all three of those guys, or at least two of them, getting traded. Maybe Andujar and Voit. He's got 3 controllable years, David, so he can get some value at least a prospect or 2 back. So, and if the Yankees are going to, Yankees may be able to use some of those prospects to sweeten a deal for someone else in a different trade. So, you hope he doesn't make. Why is that, Charlie? Why do you not hope he makes a trade for Olsen, man? Olsen, I think, to me, is the right guy. So, Yankees get Soto, Olsen, Murphy, Frankie Montes, Corbin, Laureano, Charbonnet. Dude, they'd be set up for a decade, Tyler, with that return. Yeah, Yankees would be professional. It's like Point Break going and robbing the banks, man. That's a monster return, dude. There you go, Talbot, man. Love these returns you get, man, getting us for the Yankees, dude. Carl Pavano, Ellsbury, and Hicks. Oh, God. Yeah. Freddie Freeman or trading for Olsen. Freeman has more value. I go for Olsen because he's 5 years younger. And there's not much difference in their offensive profile. They're both elite infielders. I'm going with the youth. They need to get younger and more athletic, and Freeman does not accomplish that, personally, in my opinion. Obi Toppin, wow, he's in the finals dunk. All right. Knicks, boy. Somebody from the Knicks. Cashman's not a fan of Voigt. I heard he's not a man. I heard he's a Hicks guy. So, I mean, I'm really curious to see if he brings back Brett Gardner, but which would make bringing in Ender Inciarte kind of pointless. I don't know. I would rather give Inciarte a chance. I like Gardner, but he's, and Inciarte is like 7 or 8 years younger than Gardner. So they got to get younger across the board. And I'm with you too, Holla. We need a monster offseason, man. We really, really do. I'm really curious because they've been uber quiet. So I want to know what this new CBA is going to look like to see whether he's going to surprise people or not. So extend Judge, get Suzuki, Rodon, and Reynolds. That's a nice offseason too. What haul would it take for Reynolds? It's got to start with Jason Dominguez. I don't see them getting him without Dominguez. I just don't. We need to line the Hal, Cashman, Wednesday, and Saturday. Dude, I'd love to get these guys on here. Like, guys, man, what are we doing? Come on, guys. What are we doing here, man? The fans see the full picture. What we have to do as opposed to how else and why. I know. I mean, I'm okay with signing Freddie Freeman. I don't trade any assets for Trevor Bauer. I really don't, Nicholas. Project Nerd, yeah, no doubt about it, dude. End this freaking thing. Hola, man. I mean, I would do a video with you just eating the Big Mac and the apple pie together, and we'll put out that video, dude. I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. What would I trade Chapman for? I mean, you can send him to the West Coast on the national team. Just get a prospect or two. Just get some prospect up back here. And, he's more salary relief than anything, but he's still an elite arm. So he's just not clutch, man, unfortunately. So, and I think a change of scenery at this point would be good for him. He still throws 104 miles an hour, so somebody would take advantage of it. Padres, Dodgers, a team like that, I can see it happening. I hope the same thing, David Cohen. I would start Sevy in the bullpen and work his way up from there. It is a Yankee stream, but it's all good. Met fans are welcome as long as they're nice to the Yankee fans. So, but that's what I'm talking about, Jared Miller. Standing up for the Yankee family, man. Respect, brother. Respect, dude. Yankee fans stick together, man. So props to you, Jared. Thank you. Can you imagine if the Yankees in the 90s traded prospects Jeter, Rivera, Posada? Yeah, that would have been nuts. It would have been totally nuts, Chicken Parm. I mean, those guys are homegrown, and they're all Hall of Fame trajectory type players, too. And the Yankees haven't had that many guys come up. They have a chance to have it now. But, there you had a shortstop, a catcher, a starting pitcher, and a reliever, 4 different positions. The Yankees don't have that right now. They have a bunch of shortstops, maybe an outfielder, and, nobody else that's kind of ready. So, that was definitely a special group, no doubt about it. Yeah, no, Rizzo will be cheaper than Olsen. I mean, we know Olsen, he has 2 years left on his control. I just like the youth. 27 versus 32. I'm going with 27. No. Though I love Obi Toppin too, and I would have traded Julius Randle also. Big Mac apple pie. I'm Jason, telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I did it, and I do it once a year now. Once a year. I actually have a video, a YouTube video that I can put in, if you guys want, I can put it in my baseball channel in the description just so you could see me doing this ridiculous thing. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's a game changer. He's not bringing Gardner, but yeah, I hope not, Chicken Farm. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, man. Chappie to Marlins for prospects. I would do that in a heartbeat. I would. So the Marlins are being a little bit aggressive. Whiskey Tango with the Mets love. Okay. Ola, thank you, man. You're the man. I appreciate that. Yeah, please hit that like button, guys. I want to get them likes up. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Ola. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. You're the man, dude. You are the best. One of the OGs, man. One of the loyal Mafia members, man. One of the loyal Mafia members, man. So thank you, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yankees wouldn't take Bauer for free. They don't take that. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Tommy, with Bauer. Ola, what do you think about, do you think the Yankees should or would take Trevor Bauer? I want to get your feedback on that one, Ola. Let me know what you think, man. Well, it's just Steinbrenner was suspended for a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what the story is behind whether he would have traded those guys or not. He loved Jeter. And I know that they did talk about trading Mariano Rivera early in his career. Thank the heavens he did not do that. Would I trade Gallo for Benintendi? Ooh. Add some Yankee prospects and get Melendez. I mean, how old? Let me see. How old is Andrew Benintendi? Andrew Benintendi. He's 27. He's about the same years, same age as Gallo. Gallo's 28, I think. That's intriguing because if you can get MJ Melendez back, then I would entertain that trade, Kyle, 100%. That's a top end catching prospect. So I would probably do that trade. Apple pie in the Big Mac. Yes, Jason. I'm telling you, you're putting awesome inside awesome, squeezing it, eating it, heavenly. With some of the fries and McDonald's greatest fries in the world next to it. Like, oh my God. Nice, Alto. Nice. Mets fan, Suns and Yankee fan. That's all good, man. You're both welcome here. Both welcome here. 45 to 38, Toppin dunk one. Good. Come on, Toppin. He's an underrated pick. A lot of people slammed that pick, but I think it was a good pick for the Knicks. Yankees need to do. I mean, the Knicks need to do a lot this offseason, man. They need to get better. We get Bauer, the one we pick. Well, that's the thing, and that's, we already have Domingo Herman had the issue, and Chapman had the issue. So at the end of the day, I don't think Bauer gets, brought over here. But he was acquitted and not criminally charged. So, but even perception is worse than actually, the actual situation. So one way or another, he's tainted. So I don't think they would bring him here. Tommy Daly, what's happening? Exactly, Ola. I'm all right. So you and I are on the same page, bro. I mean, I'd rather just go after Luis Castillo, Carlos Rodon, or both of them instead of Bauer. Somebody will take Bauer, but let it be the Mets. Let it be Cleveland or somebody like that. Cleveland get him back. So send him to the Padres. But he's a legit frontline pitcher. It's just there's too much drama that goes along with it. Been there, I'm a Yankees fan, but most of my family is. Jared, I hear that, man. I hear that. I've got some Sox fans. I've got a lot of Mets fans in my family too. Richard, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming by, man. Spending some time with us. Benny had a bad year. Yeah, a little bit. Might be good to capitalize on him when the value's down, though. Because if you can get MJ Melendez with it, dude, that's an elite frontline catcher there. So the Yankees don't have any answers behind Gary Sanchez. So you can get MJ Melendez here. That's a huge get. And he's blocked by Salvador Perez for the next 6 years anyway, 5 years. So why not? And that's the thing, too, Ola. I don't want him affecting Cole. I don't want Cole. I mean, Cole's the unquestioned leader of the rotation. And I don't think he would be in support anyway. I don't think he would be in support of. Love you too, Alto, man. Thank you, bro. Much love. Much love. I don't think he would be in support of it. So I really don't. Well, and Cashman made the right move there, talking if that was right, if he talked George out of moving those guys, then that's a big win for Cashman there. Chappie and Herman's domestic. Yeah. Bauer's got there's some crazy story. It's like nuts. Totally nuts. Exactly, man. As long as the people are respectful here, man. That's it. Alto. No, I'm telling you, Long. I mean, well, all right. I mean, I allocate the next 24 hours for TBV, which is toilet bowl visits after that. But it's become cast iron. I process that food easier, but it sends me to the bowl. But I do it once a year. It's heavenly. It's worth the extra toilet paper. It just tastes so good. So good. It's ridiculous, Long. I'm telling you. Tommy Daly, brother, man. I think Bauer would be a bad look too. Jimmy Cordero, I like that they brought him in. Sinker ball, kind of hard throwing reliever. I think he's got some upside here with the Yankees, Cordero. So, and you have him with Clay Holmes, and he brings in a different dynamic. So, he'll be a good ground ball pitcher. I like that. I like him. I like that move that they made. Low key, minor league deal, nothing to lose. Josh Bell and Benintendi will sign through. Yeah, I can see the Rangers loading up a couple more moves this offseason and the next off. They're going to go for it the next couple of years, no doubt about it, with this new stadium. So, yeah, Chelly, I mean, I get it. He would give them, an elite arm, but the drama that goes behind it, it could have a negative ripple effect on the team, and that's the last thing we want. No. Yeah, and the press here will eat them alive in New York. This isn't like LA. This isn't Cleveland. This is New York. It's the zoo over here, man. Absolute zoo. It would be nonstop talking about that stuff here, 100 times a day. So, yeah, Herman owned up. He apologized. Yes, he did. And Zach Britton made sure of it. He made us think about it. So, and rightfully so. He stood up for his teammates, stood up for other. Yes, rightfully so. So thank you, Zach Britton, for doing that. If you could dump Hicks and Chapman's contracts, Dodgers for Bauer. I mean, you could do it just to clear the money and then release Bauer. I mean, you could do that too. The whole 60-game suspension thing. But dude, if you could dump Hicks and Chapman for Bauer and not have to pay any of that stuff, I mean, yeah, that's something you have to consider. But again, Bauer's effect on the team dynamic. Again, you could just release him. You can do that and just eat, still save money even if you eat it. Yes, Tommy Daly, yes. Unfortunately, yes. Hotchkiss is in the house. Andujar, Voigt, Sanchez, and Torres to Philly for JT, Nola, Segura, and God, that's a nice trade. You get a number 2 behind Cole. You get an elite frontline catcher. You get a multiple position infielder and a prospect. Yeah, that's an intriguing one, Lorenzo. Once a year, like the Super Bowl. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's my Super Bowl of food. It really is. It is, man. Nice topping. Very nice. Obi-Wan. I love it. I'm telling you, Lon. I'll put the video in my I'll put it in the description just so you can watch it. It's like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, but it's well worth it. I put it together, I assemble it, and it's a worthwhile 30 seconds. It really is long. Round 2. Come on, Obi. And that's the thing with Bauer. Yeah, I think it's, I don't think Cole would be on board. And I definitely don't want to be rubbing our ace the wrong way. Cordero and Chapman at the back end of a bullpen will be like, yeah, Cordero, Chapman, Cordero, Lasagna, Chapman, Cordero, Lasagna. Like, there's so many options that they have now. So, which is nice. And I agree too, Steve-O. They don't really like players with that big mouths like that. So, I mean, David Wells was outspoken, but he wasn't a troublemaker. And he was a clutch pitcher. He was great. Yankees, Dodgers, and A's 3-team trade. Let's get it, Talbot. Yeah, he does. Cole doesn't like Bauer. I mean, there's not many people that do like Bauer on Fox. I mean, his teammates don't even want to play with him. So that's the problem. So outspoken, I understand. But if you like being a total ass, it's a different story. Can carry Cole's yeah, franchise. Yeah. Judge and Torres to the Angels for Ohtani. I don't know the Angels would do that. I don't know the Angels would. It's an intriguing trade. I mean, from the Yankees, I'm all over that. They're not best friends, man. You're crazy. Yeah, good night, Shane. Good night, guys. I want to watch baseball, not Bauer reality. Exactly, dude. Exactly. I want to constantly hear someone, oh, Bauer did this, Bauer did that. Forget that. Good night, Shane. Man, imagine bringing Bauer here and then bringing Carlos Correa. And that's definitely the evil empire, Jason. Robbins, definitely the evil empire, man. Yes, I do, Marcel. Yes, I do. The sticky stuff, he got over it. He dominated after it. Gardner's joke was very tasteless, disrespectful. And even Cole apologized afterward, and Gardner did not. So, yeah, I do. He's the unquestioned ace on this team. And I think he's going to have an FU tour this year, an FU to everybody. I think he's going to have a big year. Big-ass year. He definitely has clout. Bauer he's never going to have more clout than Cole, that's for sure. Not on the Yankees. Big market teams benefit. Yeah, well, they'll be in position to take advantage of desperate teams. Big boy, no doubt about it. And, be in a position to make multiple moves, especially if the threshold gets raised, because big market teams who might have to pay the penalties might not have to pay the penalties now either if the threshold is raised significantly. So, they definitely can benefit. Juan Soto to the Yankees would be crazy. Jimmy Cordero's good. He's a solid reliever, good ground ball pitcher, throws hard. He's got nasty off-speed stuff. Yeah, the Yankees, I think they found a gem there. They did. Tommy Dale, 100%. I think we need a 2 and a 3 starter, and a catcher who's a good receiver, and a solid first baseman, 100%. Bauer should room with John Wetland and Chad Green to learn his lesson. Chad Curtis. Oh, my God. The 3 of them. Oh, and John Rocker to it, too. Remember him? Even if the Yankees have a big offseason, I'm not a fan of the new rules. Which rules you talking about, Jared? Which rules? I want to make sure I understand which rules you're referring to. Strike zone, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming, man. Correa and Bauer be the Kim and Kanye. Yes, they would. Universally hated. Kim and Kanye. Oh, God. Thank you, Strike Zone. Same to you, buddy. Tyler A's get Peraza, Luis Medina, Davey, Florial Voigt, Bobby Miller, Diego Cartaya. Oh, the Dodgers' #1 prospect. Catcher, Cartaya. Ooh. Yeah, Ohtani, yeah. Yeah, it's going to cost a hell of a lot to get Ohtani. Looking forward to it, Richard. Looking forward to it. Guardy made some tasteless joke about the spite attack and all this stuff, and and he made Cole look like an idiot in the locker room, embarrassed him in front of his whole team. So, and Cole took offense to that, and he got pissed off, and he got in his face. I would have gotten in his face too for that. You don't do that in front of everybody. Make your team look like a dick. You don't do that. Wells had issues due to drinking. Now he's been a team machine like CC. He had some drinking issues, but it never really affected his performance. He was clutch with the Yankees. Absolute clutch. So CC always stood up for his teammates, and I love him for that. 100%, bro. 100%, man. So Stanton stood up for his teammates last year, and he had I really gained a lot of respect. I gained a lot of love for Stanton after doing that. So those are the types of guys that I really like. The sauce in the apple pie, it's next level, franchise. Next level. Richard, Shane, how you doing, man? Cole compete for the signing. Yes, he damn well will. Dodgers get Torres, Chapman, Green, Clark Schmidt, Oswaldo Cabrera, Brendan Becker. Dang, they got a lot of pieces from the Yankees. Yankees get Olsen, Sean Murphy, Frankie Montez, Dustin May, Gavin Lux. Well, you have to do that for the Yankees if you can swing that one. It'd be a stroke of genius by Cashman. Another beast trade, Talbot. Love it. Small markets will lose money, want to shred payroll, and not be able to afford. Exactly, big boy. They take advantage of some of those teams. Yep. Give them some of those. Here's my 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Giving you 6 prospects for this guy. You're all 25 to 30, 100%, dude. You make good points. You're making really good points, man. Absolutely great points tonight, big boy. Rocket was on a sports show. Pros shows he took some huge guy down in a football event. Roger Clemens, he's a huge dude. He's a big dude, Clemens. I met him. He's a giant. You'll be on next Saturday. Yes, I will, Richard. Yes, I will. Guardy, yeah. Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, they had an issue, man. They had a thing. It's in the past now, but they had a thing. Wells did say he was drunk in his perfect game. Yes, he did. He was hungover. I remember when CC paid the raise back. Yeah, and he was in line to get some kind of performance bonus with another couple innings pitched, and he got thrown out of the game. And for standing up for his teammates, he didn't care about that. Rocker, yeah, Rocker's a beast, dude. Well, Rocket and Rocker, Udall, they're both huge dudes. But Rocker was like a big time white supremacist, racist. He was just awful. But what CC did to stand up for his teammates, Sean, I gained a lot of love for the guy. A lot of love. Cole and Bauer were teammates. Yeah, at UCLA. Bauer's the same type of guy. He was not very well liked at UCLA either. Bats with baseball. Yeah, I think it was. Hold on. Did you see the other one when he throws the baseball from the home plate into the outfield and it's like getting them in the trash can and all this stuff? Like, it's crazy. As far as I know, they're real, Ola. As far as I know, they're real. He was unbelievable. He was very accurate, very precise. He was just a very absolutely highest level skill baseball player, an athlete, a ridiculous athlete. Yep. Coney sat with I was at a game where he sat in the bleachers, Hirsch, and they were saying, box seats suck. Box seats suck. And Cone was in there with them, trash talking to people in the box seats. That was very cool. I got my drink right here, baby. My water. I nurse it so I don't have to go pee. If I drink it too fast, I'm going to wind up having to go pee. I nurse it during these. Yeah, Cone is, I love Cone, man. I was at his perfect game. I'll never forget it. He was just a great Yankee. Ichiro could throw, but the only way. Yeah, he was 100 pounds soaking wet, but my God, he was a freaking amazing, one of the best hitters I've ever seen, man. Sent 4 guys for anyone, not including you. That's a good question, Tommy Dale. That's a good question. I don't know. What to think about that, Tommy. Solid postseason scenario, post-lockout scenario, Kyle Gibbs. Make the trade for Olsen and one of the starters from Oakland. Trade for Wilson Contreras and Carlos. Sign Carlos Rodon and Andrew Chafin. That's a nice offseason, man. That would be a really, really good offseason, Kyle Gibbs. Really, really good. Small market teams got a little choice, but to accept less than they want. Yes, especially the A's. Yeah, they're going to be desperate to shed payroll, and they might have to take less of a package. Absolutely, big boy. And that's when the Yankees should be jumping in. John Rocker. Yeah, John Rocker, man. He was an awful dude. He was dominant reliever for a little while, but that guy was an awful dude. Said so many bad things, so many racist things. Like, ugh. Tommy, what did Ruth do? What did Ruth do? You'll just a Superman of Shevitz. Yes. It's part of Howling Cash not doing anything until after. Yeah, they're waiting. Neither did the Dodgers and the Red Sox. The Red Sox traded Hunter Renfroe away, but None of those guys spent the 3 biggest market payrolls because they want to know what the new CBA is going to be like to see what they can actually do. And so, the logic wasn't obvious early on, but it is now. And it's against not only the Yankees, it's those other two as well. So they want to know who they were bullying into homeschooling. Yeah, big boy. Yeah. I mean, I think they will at some point. They're gonna flex their muscles one way or another this offseason, big boy. It might be a couple times they might flex. They might have to throw a beating on somebody. They really might. And that's what we got to do. I mean, if they can do it, why the hell not? Especially in these trades. When he comes to play the Mets, only player takes subway, no care of danger. Yeah, I mean, he was nuts, Rocker. I don't know if he took the subway after he made those comments, but yeah. Yeah, but there's too many red flags associated with Bauer, so too many red flags. Oswald Peraza played third base this year. What are you going to do with Gio? I mean, you can't move Gio to shortstop. You keep Gio at third and have Oswald Peraza play short, but it doesn't make any sense to swap them. I've been lucky enough to have gone to a no-hitter and a perfect game. I went to Jim Abbott's no-hitter, and the guy with the one hand, he pitched for the Yankees. And I was at his no-hitter against the Cleveland Indians. And then David Cohn's perfect game against the Expos. And I've been to Josh Beckett's no-hitter. He pitched with the Dodgers. He no-hit the Phillies. I was at that game, too. That was kind of nuts. So I've been really, really fortunate in that regard. I would definitely make some moves down for pitching. There's no doubt about it. Very true, Sean. That's a good point. CC got a standing ovation on both. Yeah, he's a well-respected player, man. He's a great player. I think he should make the Hall of Fame. And he was a stand-up guy too. He had some issues with drinking, but he was a stand-up guy, man. You got to trade if Judge is not extended. What's the trade, Tyler? Always about the money time. It's going to be about the money for Judge too. Yep. In today's world, no player should be racially targeted. Yeah, no person should be racially targeted. But unfortunately, they are. So it's just, I remember Dave Righetti's no-hitter too. He didn't make the All-Star game that year, so he started that game against Boston, and Wade Boggs was the last out of the game. Regularly pitched. Dude, Ruth, yeah. I'm not surprised. Root was a party animal. He drank, he ate to his heart's desire. He was one of the best pitchers. But he averaged like 19 wins a year for 5 seasons. So, I mean, it was ridiculous. And then if he didn't pitch and he just stayed hitting, he probably would have had 1,000 home runs. It would have been crazy. So, I mean, that's why to me he's the greatest baseball player ever, because he was the best at both. And again, he was a big old slob, but look what he did. He'll never be another Babe Ruth. Larson was shelled by the Dodgers in game 2. Pitched a perfect game. Yeah, it's just a luck. I mean, so unpredictable, right, Sean? It's crazy. I mean, Jim Abbott wasn't dominating for the Yankees, and then he came up and he threw this no-hitter. And, it was magical. I was really, really lucky to be there at that game. Ruth hit, tummy full of hot dogs. I mean, he used to bring food out into the field. He swung like a 50-ounce bat, which is almost 20 ounces more heavier than most of the players in Major League Baseball do now. He was like swinging a tree trunk. It's crazy. And he was a big boy too, Babe Ruth. He was a big boy. What do you think they will do with Nasty Nestor starter? I would start him in middle relief until he builds up enough arm strength to be a mainstay in the rotation. I think he needs to, because he gassed out all in the second half of the season. So I think it was lack of endurance. He's here until 2026, so the Yankees have 4 more years with him. He's young, and if they do it right, I think he could be a starter in 2023. My opinion. Oh, we got Tyler's trade here. Judge and Chapman, Torres to the Dodgers for Cody Bellinger, Dustin May, Gavin Lux, Cartaya, Bristol, Gratterall, Bobby Miller. Judge, Chapman, and Torres. That'd be a massive return from the Dodgers, but it'd be hard to say no to that one. Talbot, that's a beast trade, man. It'd be really hard to say no to that. You get in May, Lux, Cartaya, an elite catcher, Gratterall, another potential elite pitcher. But, like, man, I would do that trade. I don't know if the Dodgers would, but I would do it. Gerald Williams and Paul O'Neill say, yes, I remember 2 great catches. Yes. One in center field, one in right. Paul O'Neill's, I think, was a diving catch. And then Gerald Williams almost ran that ball down to the wall. I remember that. They probably will back up the truck for Judge. I just don't know for how long, Tommy. But at the end of the day, they're probably going to want to bring back their guy. Jared, we got to get you to a Yankee game, brother. It's nothing like it, man. There really is nothing like it. CeCe's documentary was fantastic, Billy, wasn't it? It was you really, really got an insight into who he was as a person. Ruth, yeah, he definitely lived, man. He lived a hell of a life, man. He really did. Bully the NL Central since they have everything we need. Cincinnati's a good trade candidate. Pittsburgh's a good trade candidate. Even Arizona out in the West is a good trade candidate. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the National League has a lot of pieces that the Yankees could use, and I think they just fit. They line up better with National League teams on these trades. So they really do. They do. That's it, a beer, man. No doubt about it. Cheers, Richard Alto. 50, yeah, it was about 50 ounces, bro. It was unprecedented. It was crazy. It's absolute crazy. Can put Judge for Soto and some prospects. It's going to cost Judge and some prospects for Soto. There's no way they're going to add anything to Soto, George, in my opinion. You'd have to add some top prospects to Judge just to get Soto here. Ruth and Gary, yeah, I remember that too. Ruth's shot was his called shot, and he said he was going to hit the next pitch, and he wound up hitting it out. Like, he did some crazy things, man. It's phenomenal. And they had a 490-foot center field wall when they were playing. 490. So much bigger than the stadiums now. Be interesting to see what Herman would. Yeah, it would be. And yes, big boy, we need some innings eaters, man. We need somebody who can go, 6 or 7 innings on a somewhat regular basis. Paul O'Neill said he had a great catch. So did Ricky Leday. Sean, that second out of the 9th inning, Ricky Leday made a very tough catch. And that was, to me, the catch of the game for Coney's no-hitter. His perfect game. 7 years definitely for Judge. 8 to me has to be a team option, but I don't go anything over that. Tepera I could see to the Cardinals. Yes. Girardi also, game 5. Oh, yeah, he made that last catch. Yep. Pettit was pitching. It was Luis Poloni got the hit, and O'Neill made that catch at the wall. That was a great catch. O'Neill was so clutch for the Yankees. He was wonderful here. Judge is going to be 31 at the start of this contract. He's not 28. I would do 8 years if he was 28. I'm just hesitant. 7 years is the sweet spot for me. Again, like I said, 8 years has to be a team option. And it's got to be a vesting option. If he stays healthy, then the team exercises. If he doesn't, they don't. So let's do the 21 yes game. Yeah, man. Herman, yeah, solid back of the rotation guy. Yeah. Judge is going to be 31 at the start of his new contract, though. He's 30 now. He'll be 30 in April. He'll be 31 next April when the contract extension starts. Ruth hit a home run in the World Series in St. Louis, which broke the front of the. Nice, Ralph. Yeah, I would love to get the top of the line Sevy and the top of the line Herman. That would be a nice, addition to our pitching staff, no doubt about it. Ricky Leday, man, yeah. Yeah, Ricky Leday made a magical catch. Kikuchi, yeah, he's another one. With Seattle, he could be an underrated depth piece too. He throws innings. He's dependable. And we need guys who can just throw innings on a regular basis and just keep the team in the game. Yeah, 565. To me, that's still the I think that's right. 565 or is it 625? He had some crazy home run, Udall. I think it might be 625 feet. It's the longest recorded home run by Mickey Mantle, which is completely insane. Angel, get some rest, buddy. I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes, too. If I remember, there's a rain delay in Coney. Yes, there was a rain delay. Yep. It was also the game where Don Larson and Yogi Berra finally reunited. To that game, and Don Larson threw out the first pitch, missed the perfect game. It was crazy. They reunited after a beef with Steinbrenner, I think it was, or something like that. But it was just a magical day. But there was a rain delay, Edwin. Yep. Yeah, Herman. I mean, Herman was. I mean, we get good Herman. That's I'd be happy. Yeah, I mean, Kyle, I'm with you there. If he declines any extension offer, and again, the extension offer has to be credible. If he declines you trade him immediately. It's the only way you're going to get some value back for him. San Diego lines up as a nice trade partner. Kirby's the might. Yeah, diabetes, and I went blind. Jason, thanks for coming, brother. Always a pleasure. Always good having you on. I mean, Otani might be tradable if the Angels don't play well, but I mean, Trout's going to be healthy now, and they're adding some players. So, and Justin Upton will be off the books after next year, and Pujols is off the books now. So they're going to spend. Don't be surprised if they get Trevor, but if they get Trevor Story, 610-foot home run. I mean, Mantle was just strong, dude. He's like Roy Hobbs, man, from the Natural. So strong. What's that, Jared? Did I answer? Yeah, I don't see Trout leaving the Angels. Always a pleasure, Udall. Thank you. You're a mensch, dude. You're the man. Lose Britton and Tyrone White Easter roster spots we can replace. So, well, exactly, big boy. I mean, Britton's not even going to play the whole season. So, you might as well release. And it doesn't make any sense to keep him if you're not going to play. They're eating his salary one way or another, so what's the difference? Clip a roster spot and give a kid a chance. Ugh, May 11th would be murder. Richard. Same to you, Udall. Good health and good wishes to you, man. We'll see you next time, bud. Now I want to watch. Yeah, the Nationals. Stanton's. Yeah, he launched that thing out of the stadium. He absolutely launched. I love watching Stanton hit home runs. Love watching him hit home. Yeah, Larson was at Coney's perfect, Jared. Yep. I remember. I saw him throw out the first pitch. I'll never forget it. I think Gallo's going to hit like 35 home runs this year. Foreigner. Which will be a good year. Judge, Stanton, Olsen, Gallo, Bryant would be getting like Mike Tyson. Yeah, it would be. Body shot, uppercut, all different types. Oh, yeah. I love Mike Tyson, by the way. Love him. Big time, man. Big time. Where'd you hit the light town? Yeah, man. Cecil Fielder hit the ball out of the entire stadium in Detroit. Like, these guys hit just moonshots. Didi's video with Gio and Glaber. It's on Twitter if you haven't seen it. Todd Only, I got to go check it out. I have not seen it. Yeah, Sosa, man. I mean, he's another great player to watch. He was really entertaining. He was a hell of a power hitter. Unfortunately, it just turned out the way that it did with him. Foreigner, I think DJ gets it right. He's healthy now, so that's Mike Tyson quote. Yeah, everybody has a plan to and he's exactly right. And he learned that with Buster Douglas, man. He really did. He really did, man. Sosa and Big Mac. Yeah, they were, but they also resurrected the game when it was down. I mean, it was that home run race between them. It was just, they resurrected everything. So they made baseball exciting again and fun to watch, and it was just special again. And, they were class acts, though. I'm going to give it to them. 565 for man. Mantle, he wasn't even as big as Judge and Stanton or either, or Mark McGuire. But he was just power. He was just a powerhouse, man. Powerhouse. Big boy, I'm with you 100%. If there was a sense of, like, they did nothing for like 5 weeks. They didn't even meet until, the second week of January. Like, they sat up the whole entire month of December, did absolutely nothing. They just stood on their side, and then they're just blaming each other. Like, none of you guys made any credible move. So, exactly, with the sense of urgency now, because I think they know they're going to realize that the owners are going to lose money. The young kids aren't going to get paid at all. So now, they start moving when it starts to get, when it starts to hit their pockets. And now that we're getting close to the point where it's going to hit their pockets, like, of course, man. Both sides are tone deaf. And both sides bear responsibility for this big boy. But yeah, I'm with you 100%, man. Mantle was from Oklahoma, yeah. Trip to gas takes longer than a 15-minute meeting. Yeah, exactly, man. These meetings are like a joke. A joke. These counter proposals are a joke. Like, it's just... Mantle did, yeah. I mean, he drank. He had a huge drinking problem. He had like a degenerative hip too. He had some problems where he was hospitalized and he was hospitalized the year that Maris hit his 61st. But he had 52 or 54 that year also, and then he got hospitalized. So he was also on pace with Maris. But he's another one, man. He's one of the greatest Yankees, one of the greatest, most talented baseball players out there. Him and Willie Mays were, to me, the most dynamic baseball players. He was so fast and special, really special guys, man. Happy early birthday, Shane. Mantle and health training that players have now. If he was healthy and took care of himself and all that stuff, I agree, man. He would have been amongst the very, very, very top best. Mantle was special, man. He was special. He had more talent than Babe Ruth, but in my opinion. But unfortunately, it didn't pan out. So I would say he's a better athlete than Babe Ruth, and that's for sure. Oh, me too, man. I would have loved to see Lou Gehrig and a lot of these guys. I was lucky enough to see Don Mattingly play, and that was a treat. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%, Billy. It's just ridiculous. It's a big F you to the fans, man. It really is. It's a big F you to the fans. Ted Williams, another one, a genius hitter, absolute genius hitter. I mean, and Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio both served in World War II. They missed 2 or 3 seasons, and they came right back and dominated again. I think they were out 1941 to 43 or something like that. Yeah, but they both missed at least 2 years. I think it was 3, serving in the military, and they came right back and just dominated again. No rust, nothing. Crazy. Yeah, war hero, damn right. Yep, him in the Clipper. I was at a game the Yankees had doubleheader. Mantle went 3 for 3 and 2. You were at a game? Wow. That's awesome, Udo. That really is awesome. Yeah, Ted Williams was, and he missed 3 straight seasons, Sean. Crazy. Absolute crazy. And he still did what he did, 500 plus home runs. And I mean, special players, man. They really were special players. I think Yogi served, yeah. I think Yogi did serve. Late 60s, nice. Towards the end of his career, Udo, but that's still cool. 563 home runs, yeah. It's unbelievable. Talbot 3-team. A's get Medina, Foyt, Peraza, Garcia, Glaber. Zach Thompson, Jordan Walker, and Gio. Oh. Keep it going, Tyler. Let's see the rest of it. Nice, Yogi. Respect to Yogi too, man. Jeter was a treat. Yeah, I mean, I was really lucky to watch him play for 20 years too, man. He was a special player too. Class act too. Leader, consummate pro Yankee. Never got in trouble. But Hall of Fame, deserves his Hall of Fame. First Yankee with 3,000 hits too. But all that talent was the first guy with 3,000 hits. I did not know that, Hirsch. But Strawberry Swing was pretty damn sweet. Do some pundits exaggerate this whole death knell? Okay. There's so many outstanding people such as yourself, White Jake, young people, Dan O'Rourke, Fuzzy, posting on Daily and YouTube. Pundits exaggerate supposed death knell. I think so, Marcel. I think so. I mean, I think what they're doing is hurting the sport, but the sport's not going to die. Baseball is a special sport, man. But these guys do have to realize, that it does have a negative impact. So it really does what they're doing. Stop making it about money all the time. Unfortunately, they need to stop doing that. Williams was a genius. Yes, he was. Angie, hi. Yogi served to a lot of ball players. Yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy. Crazy. Angie, no. Ralph Garcia. Berra got medals of valor and bravery for. See, that's respect, man. That's respect. Yeah, he went to prison for 3 years. Tyson. Yep. Yogi worked in the clothing. These guys work. I mean, a lot of these major leaguers worked a second job. And most of them, because they weren't really making money. Like Nolan Ryan was the first player to ever make $1 million a year in Major League Baseball. So he was the first. Angie, please take that elsewhere. If you can go to Yogi's Museum, it's awesome. I've never been there, but I'd like to go. Judge extension, yeah, man. It's got to happen right after the lockout. Otherwise, they got to figure it out. Playing Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, well over 50. Oh, if they're playing today, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. They would get crazy paid. Appreciate that, Todd Only. Thank you. Iron Man, like Rifkin and Garrett. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much I don't know. They do so many things now to try to expand the athlete profile that guys are going to continue to get hurt, unfortunately. And Iron Man would be kind of cool, though. Those guys are special, Rifkin and Gehrig, man. 100% Woody. It's just way too expensive to go to a game. It's nuts. Pay $30 for a chicken bucket, like chicken and fries. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yankees get Flaherty, Montez, Wilson, Sean Murphy, Chapman, Jordan Hicks. That's a monster return for the Yankees, too. Monster return, Talbot, for the Yankees. Monster return. What's good, Gary? Yogi made. That's awesome, too. That's awesome. It varies, Richard. It varies. The length varies. I'm going to be wrapping up shortly anyway. So I got to get up early in the morning. Ted Williams also missed time. Yep. Yes, he did. Ted Williams. He missed, crazy. Yeah, I don't know where King is, big boy. That's a good question. Maybe he had enough. Yankees need to build up pitching and catching, Joshua. I agree. This is true too, Billy Brand. He was in. That's why they call him Iron Man, man. The only reason he stopped playing is when he got sick. He came to Lou Gehrig's disease. That's where he stopped. So Yogi special, Gehrig was special, and it's just 2 hot dogs and fries and a drink, $22, dude. I mean, it's like, my God. And you go there, exactly pay for parking. You pay this. You pay like the money adds up so quickly. It's ridiculous. Yeah, these guys were badasses, man. Barrow, Ted Williams, DiMaggio, total badasses. Professional sports team requiring fans pay 20. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The Phillies, I mean, they all do. The Jets, the Giants, like, it's nuts. It's nuts. I don't think King is ready for us, Hirsch. I don't think he's ready for us. I think he might have learned a lesson. Maybe he's licking his wounds. Maybe he'll come back one day. $13. Yeah, for lemonade. It's ridiculous, man. That's why, like, I want to go to a store to buy a hoagie and a soda, and for like $10, get a giant, and I have to stuff it in my pants to get into the stadium. It's like ridiculous, man. It's nuts. Damn, these guys are built like freight trains, man. Yeah, exactly. Gehrig was a beast. I wish he never came down with ALS, man. Because he was another one. He was on his way to being right up there with Ruth. They played hurt. They played sick. These guys they were built differently, man. Now it's just supplements, science, all this different stuff, analytics. It's way too different now. Back there was just organic old school baseball, man. I think we did, Tyler. I think his feelings are hurt. His little butt hurt. Parking is ridiculous. I've never been to a stadium where parking wasn't ridiculous. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's like ridiculous, man. Ridiculous, man. And I'm not surprised Gehrig playing with all those broken bones in his hand. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, these guys are just built like Trojan horse warriors, man. Like medieval warriors, from the movie Gladiator, Dude, what are you talking about, Richard? I'm going to have to bounce, man. What is this guy talking about? No more of these were crazy, ridiculous comments. Exactly. Exactly, because they want to maximize the contract. It's completely different, man. Tickets, jet games, 8 games, 2 postseason, 2. Obviously came out $2,000 was cheap. New stadium, PSL, yeah. The freaking PSLs, man, paying this massive fee just for the right to buy tickets. Like, get out of here with that, man. It's ridiculous. What do you think about not signing a first baseman, letting DJ Voigt split the time? It's not my favorite option, but it is a viable option, Michael. It allows him to spend in other areas. It does. Yeah, I went to a Yankees game in Camden Yards against the Orioles. It's a nice little stadium. We sat down below, Woody. It's a good time. Food was decent, and we took it was nice. It was nice. Actually, Chad Green threw my wife a ball. We were in the stands, and Chad Green threw the ball right to her. She caught it. It's pretty cool. David Garcia, the guy, he was all right, and then he just regressed over the last 18 months, man. He's not even in the top 20 prospects now. He was like their top 2, not even in the top 20 now. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. Camden's cool, man. It's an old school stadium, but it's a nice stadium. And again, it's not ridiculously expensive. So you can even take an Amtrak there and take the train that leaves you right in front of the stadium. So you don't even have to park if you don't want to. Fenway's another one. I did a tour there with my wife. That was pretty cool too. Jabba, yeah, I think they didn't use him properly between starting really. They just missed manage that guy, unfortunately. And he had talent, but I'm glad he won a ring with the Yankees in 2009. Definitely need better play development, Ola. 100%, bro. And yes, they did ruin Java. Yes, they did. They had him and Ian Kennedy and Phil Hughes at the same time, and none of them really. I mean, Phil Hughes panned out a little bit, but then Ian Kennedy went. They traded him, and he signed elsewhere and became a dominant reliever. Yeah, 100% Jason Robbins. Pay the young kids. 100%. Yeah, the midgets too also. Fenway, yeah. So it's still very old school. So is Wrigley. Wrigley got an upgrade or whatnot, but that's another old school stadium. Fenway's it's one of the most legendary stadiums in baseball. If you get a chance to go to check it out. Kennedy did become a stud. I think he might have been with the Diamondbacks when he became a stud. Oh, nice, Udo. Nice. It is very old, though, Fenway. Yes. Yes, we did a tour there, and we sat at the top of the Green Monster. That was pretty cool. But I'm not a Red Sox fan anyway, so. Royal Stadium, Kauffman Stadium. It's another old one. It's nice, though, with the big waterfall and all that stuff. It's nice. It is nice. But, all right, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I want to thank you all for coming on, man. I appreciate you. Keep an eye out. I'm going to put out something on Monday because that's when they're going to be meeting again. So, I'll have an update for you with that as well. We'll talk a little bit more on Wednesday about what's going on and hopefully have some better insight. But thank you as always. Peace and love to all you guys. Have a great weekend. Over and out.